Okay, okay, okay.
And if not, they can watch the recording.
Yeah, okay. So guys, thanks for having me. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Vincent Meza, and you may or may not know we're rolling out listings to leads to your office. And we're a pretty powerful advertising platform. We have tools for you if you have listings. We have tools for you if you don't have listings. We've got the strongest way to get buyer leads with phone numbers, and we have one of the strongest ways of getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. So that's a really high level of what we do, right? We have all these tools. They're automatically generated. Some you can create yourself. Most of them are kind of templated, so they're not something that you need to go and write code or do anything like that. We create it for the average realtor, which isn't really that tech savvy. This is our mastermind group. And Alicia, we need to get you in here. And did we do this before? I can't remember. Are you in this group?
No, not yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna let me give you guys the way to get in the fastest way. My name is Vincent Meza on Facebook, M-E-Z-A. Of course, this thing is moving very slowly, M-E-Z-A. And I'm in Lafayette, California. I'm a VP of sales here. And if you friend me there, I'm going to look at your name and see that you're a client. I'm going to drop you in this group. This is a private group on Facebook. Sorry. And you won't find it until you're part of it. Okay. This is where my partner Scott and I talk about what's coming down the pipe on a technology standpoint. It's also where our clients come in and share what's working or what questions they have, right? And a good example is, I think just came in a couple days ago, and you'll see my recorded webinars. We do a lot of live training. Tomorrow we have a live class on how to market your listings. We're going to talk about that briefly today. But here, Sandra on January 29 said, did my first Facebook ad for a HUD home in my area. The ad is 3 days, paid $35, have 21 leads in 14 hours. I'm impressed. And she was kind enough to show us what the ad looks like. Now, if you're not familiar with Facebook ads, if you want buyer leads, I want you to get familiar with Facebook ads. But I'm going to show you that we can actually create them very simply inside of listings to lead. That's a big major part of what this is. So this ad was created in this lady's account with our platform. And so for listings to leads, there's kind of three things that I want you to think about. You all have your own ID and password to log in. And there are some tabs here on the left. And I want you to think about listings, because we create a number of tools automatically and we email them to you. And we will also auto post your listings to your Facebook business pages, your Facebook community pages, to your Twitter and LinkedIn accounts. And behind those posts, we actually put landing pages to capture information. So just our basic, if you just go in and set up your account, you're going to find that we're going to start auto posting and creating tools like this behind the post to capture content and capture contact information and deliver it to you. Now, before we started recording, we talked about the fact that we can drop those leads directly into your Commissions Inc. CRM. You got to set that up on your profile, stuff like that. But this is kind of like the nature of what we do. We create a lot of tools that typically have a button that says continue with Facebook. If somebody clicks on it, in this case, it asks for the phone number. It's not required, so you can go beyond it. But just by clicking the button, you now have my name and email, okay? And if I gave you my phone number, you would get that. So that's just the simple what listings to leads is about. We've got virtual tours. We've got all these things that create, they're relevant to real estate, but we're really focused on capturing leads for you. Now, I want to point this out to you. And before I point it out to you, I'm going to go back to our mastermind group. And what's the problem here? Why is this taking so long? Give me a second. you can always search our mastermind group. And what I want to search is a question that came in from an agent, just like you. And the question was, and sorry, it just seems like Facebook is being horrible. While we're waiting. Oh yeah, great. The question was, who here in this mastermind group, which client gets 2 or more listings every month strictly from listings to leads? That's kind of a good question, right? This was somebody who we didn't know, new to the group, and they just, before they even invested any time, they just want to know, is anybody getting listings from this program? Now, I'm trying to pull it up, but Facebook is acting like an old Model T4 here. Our clients came in and said, yeah, I get 2 to 3 new listings every time I market a listing with listings to leads. Okay. And that's kind of the gist of what I want to show you here. When you use our automated marketing tools, this is a single property website. We have a virtual tour that looks like this on the same kind of architecture. And we have an e-flyer that also you can use in your CRM or database. So if you got a bunch of leads in sync, you want to blast out and use our e-flyer because you're talking about a home that's for sale, just like we are here. But there's also these lead captures that says, what is your home worth? And we do this because we know that people who are looking at homes on the internet are often home buyers just doing research. So we want to be able to capture those. Now, I want to point something out to you. When we set up your office account, and for those of you agents that have this, if you have listings, you're going to find that there's something like this that says, what is your home worth on your tools. But we did not set those up for you in particular. Notice at the bottom, there's a big old footer. That's kind of like, those are driving to the office. So for you, the first thing I want you to do is go to your lead links page, which is right here, and make sure that this link, which is, and I'm going to show it to you in a second, it says, what is your home worth? What is your home worth right here? If you hover over it, you're going to find out. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but this is saying that it's mine because it has my username. You want to make sure that these are the links that are being used, that they're checked here, because that means that your landing page will capture your leads and send them to you. But we're going to be auto embedding these in all of your tools. So at the moment, they're set up and driving to the office because that's all we knew when we set up the office. Make sure your lead links are working for you is the point. So back to the listing section. And I showed you that cool tool that has like the timer. That's because it's an open house. Not everything has a timer, right? Especially when it's sold. There's no timer. The thing is already sold. But we still want to capture leads even when a property is under contract or pending or sold. So the point of that is take your listings and do these 5 things, right? And so I'll send you kind of a training call after this, but this is what I want you to know. Make sure and use your social media, use the tools for your seller social media. Now, you may or may not want to use the virtual tour. It's great. I think you should share the virtual tour. It's designed to capture leads. This e-flyer for your database, if you click the green button over here, since you're using Commissions Inc., if you're an agent that has hundreds of leads in your database or even thousands, Commissions Inc. is awesome, but I have never heard anybody say, yeah, I'm getting phone calls from all my leads at Commissions Inc., right? I haven't actually heard that from any CRM, and there are a lot of them out there. So you need to take something that has call to actions built in. I think it's because I'm running just too much software here. That's why things are running slowly. Let me see if I can shut a couple things down. Close, okay. So what I was trying to do is open this flyer for the database. And you can copy the code here, take it to Commissions Inc. and do an email blast. And notice it's going to say, I've got an open house. You'll have your logo. There's a link in the email that they can click on and go land on that tool that captures them as a lead. But then it also says that's going to affect your home value. When that home sells, that's going to affect your home value. We do this every time we create a tool for you. So if you're one of these agents that wants to get more listings, you want to be marketing using our marketing tools for your current listings or even your sold listings, okay? And that's the nature, kind of a big part of what we're doing. So you copy it, you take it to Commissions Inc. and you blast it out. So also on this is something in the print marketing here called a nearby homeowner. And this is the #1 tool for agents who want more listings, okay? And this might be surprising. I'm going to download it right here because I think a lot of agents think I need to run ads on the internet, on Facebook, on Google, and that's going to be the best way to get listing leads. That's not actually accurate. This is the best way for our tool set, and we've been running ads on Facebook since Facebook has had advertising. We are definitely positive that our clients are taking this letter. And so if you've got a home for sale, in this case it's an open house, get this, door knock it or mail it, however you get it in the neighborhood. You're basically saying, I am selling a home in your area. You can take this physical piece of paper and go to your computer and type that in and go find out about it, which will get you as a buyer lead. But then again, it says when it's sold, it will affect your home value. So go to the computer and go here, and they will become a seller lead. They'll get their free home value. You will get contact information and their address, and that's how it works. Now, this drives them to a landing page, right? I'm going to click on it here. So if they take a computer, it's going to drive them to a landing page. My landing page has this really cool drone video on the back. It's my free home value landing page that we create for all of you. So when you go to your landing page section, you each have a free home value landing page, and that's what this is going to drive to. Now, this one is taking a while because I've got this fancy drone video. You do not need a fancy drone video in the back, right? But what I do recommend is that you put a photograph of your local market so that people know that you're local and not just sort of some random, spam campaign. Because people don't like giving up their contact information on the internet. I'm sure you don't. And so you want to make sure that you're building some trust, and the easiest way to do that is to put a picture from your neighborhood, maybe a main street, maybe a restaurant or a landmark that people know. But what I want to point out is that letter is the #1 tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. And I'm going to stay here on this point in the mastermind group, if Facebook's going to work for me. And I'm going to show you basically some feedback that we got this summer from that, about this very tool. And we got to wait because Facebook is telling me we got to wait. But basically, for years, our clients have been taking that letter that I just showed you. And many people door knock it. We've got examples where this one lady door knocked for 7 hours and got 4 listings from 200 homes from one activity, right? One day's work of walking around. I know we can't all walk around with COVID these days, but you kind of get the point. Now, most of our clients, and I don't know what in the world is going on with Facebook here. Sorry. Let me stop this. I've been kind of doing presentations all morning, and so I'm thinking, well, we're just gonna not even waste our time here. That's making me crazy, and I'm sure it's making you crazy. The point is, this letter is the #1 tool. We've actually got a whole series of tools that capture listing leads, but that's the one on the top. Now, I also want to point out that when you log in, you'll log in right here onto this page. And I definitely want you to get this set up, which is connecting your social media accounts, because we can auto post your listings to your social media accounts. And I want to show you back on the listings page what that looks like. So I was showing you the open house that I had earlier. So I click on the task list and I click on this, which is for your social media. And I showed you what the tool looked like. You can always click an eyeball to get to the tool. But here it says it was auto posted. So I'm going to click on LinkedIn to show you what auto posting looks like. I showed you that on the Get Started page. You can actually connect your social media. But this is what it looks like automatically. So if your listing hits our system, it's going to automatically go to Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, assuming that you put those together. Now notice this is what it looks like, right? It's got hashtags, it's got emojis, it's got a nice banner, and if I click on it, it's going to drive people to a tool that's going to capture leads and give them to you. So social media auto posting is great. It's great because you can tell your homeowners, hey, I put virtual tours on YouTube. I put your listings on Facebook, on Twitter, and on LinkedIn. And if you got your Instagram connected, I'm on Instagram too. So from a social media aspect, we have got it completely covered. It's really difficult to be competitive against us. And all you got to do is turn on the automation and you got it, right? So those are the 5 things I want you to think about when marketing listings. I also want you to know that we think you should be marketing your listings more than once. And I know this is difficult to think of because I know many of you are going to say, when I put something under for sale, it's in contract in a week, right? And that's cool. But we definitely want you to market a home when it's just listed. We definitely want, if you can have an open house, market it again when it's open house. And if you can even market it for a few days when it's pending, do it, or under contract, do it. And then when it's sold, market it again, right? And I'm going to show you what that looks like. And remember how I said that there are tools over here? Well, one, there's tools for your social media, but there are tools also for the seller's social media. So let's roll the dice and let's see if I can even get to Facebook in the normal way. Let's just see if I can even make that old thing work. I have on my personal page some tools that are designed for the seller so you can see what they look like. And these tools, if you have listings, they're already getting automatically emailed to you. And frankly, I think they're a little confusing because we put too many words on them and we're asking you to read, and I know that's not, nobody likes to read instructions. So I'm just going to show you what they look like, and let's give it a second for these to pull up. Basically, the tool is, this is just sold. This is a property that's sold. So if you're new to the system and you don't have any listings, if you sold something in the past month or two, get the tool, get the listing in the account, and this tool will be automatically emailed to you, and forward it to your client and say, hey, could you put this on your wall? Usually you want to do this right away. But notice now, it might be a little confusing because my name is Vincent Meza and it's talking about me, Vincent Meza, right? But this is going to be your client talking about you at your office, saying you've done an excellent job, and here is your phone number and email in front of all my friends and family on Facebook and colleagues and all the people I used to work with and everybody I know that I share, relative pics and recipe stuff and all that fun stuff. That's there to tell them that you are awesome, and there's your phone number and email. It's not even a paid ad. It just stays there until they shut down Facebook, right? Now, that's when it's sold. We actually have that day one when it's just listed. So let's give it a second, and I'll show you. This is one that's open house. So this is earlier stage, right? Again, it'd be, here's your client saying that you are their realtor, and we got an open house, right? So if somebody clicks on one of these tools, you can imagine that since it's coming from listings to leads, there's going to be a tool behind it to capture a lead, right? And so in this case, I think it's a single property website, which we automatically created for you. So you definitely want to be using those tools. And the funny thing about that, in the mastermind group, every once in a while we get these questions from our clients saying, I'm getting listing leads and I don't know how, like I'm not doing anything. But what they forget is that they've been using these seller tools, and then one day a relative of that homeowner logs in, clicks through, and then gets to a link like this that says, what is your home worth? And that's your default home value link, right? I have a default one for Lafayette because I live in Lafayette, and I want people to know. And this is our local reservoir, right? So this is where it's a 2.5 mile walk. Everybody jogs and walks their dogs and their kids. So that is a very relevant landing page for home values for me. So that's the listing side of things. There's also a whole section for landing pages. And we create some by default. And we create some that, well, you can create any that you want right here. So if you want to create a landing page, a custom landing page, something for a free HUD report. I mentioned earlier that this lady ran a HUD ad. If you want to create an empty nester landing page or expired listing landing page, you can create them all right here. Just type in, choose the landing page you want. Here's nearby home sold. Type in the city that you want it to reflect and click add landing page and it'll create it. Now, I actually created a custom landing page earlier, but I'm just going to show you that you can create custom landing pages for kind of anything that you need. You might have a forte in a particular neighborhood or a development, right? You might have, maybe you focus on horse properties or golf course properties or whatever it is. You can snap in your own video, you can add your own bullet points. You can customize all this language over here on the right to make that suit your business, okay? And then you can get super fancy too, and you can say, hey, I want to put a big video in the background because I've got, like, you know, maybe I'm working with a developer or something like that. And you can just sort of, you know, you can be creative if you want to. After you've got the landing pages that you want, you need to get traffic to them. And that's really the most important thing. One of the biggest things that's going on listings to leads is this ads tab right here. Now, if you know anything about Facebook advertising, you may know that it's not easy. You may know that it's a great place to get leads. But you might be an agent that's tried it and it just doesn't work, right? And I understand that because Facebook is it's a global platform. It's designed for people to sell anything, right? They can sell cars, they can sell eyelashes, they can sell candles, and they can sell houses and all kinds of stuff, right? But our clients are only in the real estate business. So if you want to run an ad on Facebook, you need to run it right here on this tab. And I'll show you how you do it. You can create listing ads. Even if you don't have your own listings, you can borrow listings and you could run ads and collect buyers. You can create landing page ads, and I just showed you a few landing pages. You can create ads and drive people to that. And you can create social content ads. I'll show you that in a minute. These are basically PDF reports for real estate that you would give to people only if they give you contact information. So let's do a listing ad. We use lead ads, and this is a default setting. What that means is your leads are going to come in with pre-populated phone numbers. Now, earlier I showed you my open house, so I'm going to focus on that open house. I'm going to click create an ad. Now, if you've ever logged into Facebook and created an ad, this software, this look right here might look familiar. And that's because we have taken Facebook software and embedded it inside of our system. Now, if you try to go run an ad on Facebook, there are 3 separate pages, and you need to know the things that you need to check to make that thing operate correctly. In our world, there is 1 page, and there are only 3 things you need to do. Maybe 4. Make sure it's your right business page. Make sure it's your right Instagram page. Click this button that says create a new form so that it uses that form, which has pre-populated name, email, and phone number as it appears in Facebook, and just click publish. And once you do that, go down and type in the location. I'm going to type in Princeton, right? I kind of remember that town, Princeton, New Jersey, right? But you have the town that you want to use. I would recommend that you expand this radius to 30 miles and confirm your budget we put $35 for 7 days. You could shorten that up for like $4, or I'm sorry, $20 for 4 days. It's a minimum $5 a day, and click publish. Now, the ad's going to look like this right out on Facebook. So if I go to Facebook right now, let me show you where that's going to go. Give me a second. Come on, Facebook, you can do it. Killing me. Okay. So this right here in the center of Facebook, oh, what was there, is what is called the news feed. Right? My friend's got some new plants, so I get to see the plants, and I get to see all the stuff that my friends and the people that I communicate on Facebook with. But you also see ads, right? Here's an ad for Wave, for blazing fast internet, right? Your ad that you're creating inside Listings to Leads that looks like this. Now it says sponsored by Listings to Leads, but your first step is for you to connect your business page. So it's going to be sponsored by your business page, and the ad's going to look like this. And it will be right here. Now here it says shop now, right? And that means that it would kind of take them to their website or something like that. But in our world, when they click that button, it's going to pop up this page right here, this little form, and it's going to have their name and phone number and email already filled in. Okay. Our clients are getting dozens of leads all the time with name, email, and phone number. I've got a client who's getting hundreds of leads every month. Now, the difference of getting dozens of leads or hundreds of leads is your budget, right? So I'm going to take us to the bottom of our system here, and I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. You can log in and go to the bottom before you even log in, and you'll see that there's a blog, and there's a couple things I'm going to point out here. Because if you're an agent that wants to grow your business, this thing will help you. This platform will help you. It's not going to change your business simply because you have an ID and password to log in. It will change your business and grow your business if you start using the tools, okay? And I'm going to point out right here, this blog post. This guy has 490 real estate leads with name, phone number, and email in 26 days of October, the first 26 days. Now, he's running a lot of ads. He's marketing his homes over and over, just like this. Because he has like, 5 or 6 listings. So he's running them as open house and just listed. And so he's got a bunch of ads running. So he's collecting a lot of leads. He had to spend about $500 for those leads. Not all of you are going to do that. Most of you will have, you'll have one listing that maybe it's yours or maybe you borrowed it, and you're going to run a $30 ad, and you're going to wind up with 30 leads, right, or something like that. If you're looking for buyer leads, right here from XP, 16 leads at $1.50 a lead. I used to do it myself for $3 a lead. Here, George Belleville gets 55 leads at $1.67, right? And so there's all kinds of examples of our clients who are every day running ads and getting leads from Facebook. So if you want buyers, the number one way, buyer leads with phone numbers, is to run ads right here, okay? Now, I'm going to go back to the ads tab, and I'm going to show you that you can actually run landing page ads. And running landing page ads can be really smart because you've all got different kinds of businesses, right? You might be 5 agents, but your business is not all exactly alike. You have different strengths and different focuses in your business. So running ads for listings is something that I think everybody would do. But when you want to create a landing page ad, you might want to do a free home value, or maybe you want to work with first-time home buyers so you can do down payer assistance, or maybe you want to work with people who are interested in new construction, right? So you choose the landing page that you want, you click create an ad. You're going to notice that the ad looks different because it's a totally different topic. You choose your business pages and things like that. You create the new form, you type in the location, and you click publish. Okay, that's how you run an ad for a landing page. I'm going to back up and I'm going to show you that we've actually got under the social content button, we've got PDF reports. Okay, now you may have, since you're in real estate, got PDF reports, right? You might have some from your MLS, you might have some from a partner. Maybe you're creating your own PDF reports and you're wondering, how do I deliver them and get contact information? Well, if you have your own reports, I actually don't have the answer for you. Mail it and hope that somebody calls you and says, yeah, I got your thing. But we've got right here about 15 PDF reports for sellers and another 15 for buyers. So it's your choice. These are all branded with your contact information, and they have your logo, and you decide, what do you want? Do I want buyer leads or do I want seller leads? And when I click create an ad, it's got a whole different look. What are the dangers of overpricing, right? If I'm thinking of selling, I might actually click on that. What do? You create the form, you choose the location, and you update your budget or leave it there and click publish. This would be a $35 ad, right? You could probably expect 30 leads from that, assuming that people respond to it, okay? So that's kind of the nature of what listings to leads is doing. We've got a really awesome way of creating ads that can go to Facebook, and if you got your LinkedIn account attached to that, it'll go to your LinkedIn account. We've got very powerful tools to market your listings, to get buyers and sellers. We automatically generate those tools. And if you don't have your own listings, you can go right up here where it says add listing, and you can either borrow a listing from a colleague. So if a colleague says, yeah, go ahead and take my listing and go run ads on it or go get buyers, just deselect this button here so we don't create a video for you. Put in the zip code and put in the MLS ID, and we'll pull in the listing for you. Okay, and then there's also this, I don't know if you can use it, you might want to check with your MLS, but this is My Farm Dominator, which allows you to borrow listings from the MLS, right? And for some, let's see if this is going to work. For some MLSs, you can just borrow them, but obviously, there's some courtesy that you want to involve. But this should basically sweep listings just listed or active, and you put the criteria, and it'll pull them, and then you can select which ones you want, and then run ads on Facebook and get leads. But definitely use these core 5 tools that I was showing you earlier, and I recommend that you use them when a home is just listed, and if you can, when it's open house, if not, when it's pending, and definitely when it's sold. And those tools are the tools for your social media, the tools for your, and remember, if you turn on auto posting, it'll go out automatically. The tools for your seller social media are emailed to you automatically. Just forward them and give them a quick 5-second courtesy call to say, hey, I just sent you something. Would you put that on Facebook? If you want, just share the virtual tour. Take your e-flyer for your database and put it inside Commissions Inc. and blast it out to all your leads so that they can click on these lead links and kind of reactivate them. And then this letter here, print marketing, the nearby homeowner letter, is the #1 tool for getting listings. Okay, so market your home, make sure you're using this letter so that everybody in the neighborhood knows that this is, kind of working, or that you're selling a home in their area and that they can get their free home value. So let me know if there are any questions right now. I'm going to open up my email and show you what I wanted to show you on Facebook, because Facebook is being so slow. There is a little chat panel. You're welcome to put in your question there. You can unmute yourself, and if you got any questions, let me know. Let's give it a second while my email opens up. And see if we can get back to the mastermind group. Man, Facebook is really being horrible for me today. Goodbye, get out of here. I wish you could turn off these notifications, but can't. Let's see here. So I think I.
Hi, Vince.
Yes. Hi.
So I just tried something from my account. I don't know how. I just wanted to like test to see how how to get the value of your home, and I put my address. And for some reason, I don't know if the office account is connected to Alicia's email or whatever. I got an email from Alicia saying,
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, I mentioned that at the beginning of the call. That's right. That's right.
okay,
So I will go back there and show you what you're kind of talking about, or that way everybody can see. So somebody asked while I'm waiting for my email to open up here. Come on. Somebody asked, do we have support? Right here is a support page.
mm-hmm.
And I recommend that you put your questions right in this box right here, because our whole support team watches this. And that's the fastest way to get answers. Okay. You're welcome. So let's see, where was I going?
And could we add team members on our own, or do we have to tell you to add
Yeah,
them?
no, you add them right on. Well, you have, and I think Alicia has it. If not, I'll give it to you. You have a login account. So pretty much you have a login account as an agent, because you started with an agent account, but you also have a separate login as an office account. So you're kind of an agent inside of your own office account. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay.
So when you log in as the office,
Mm-hmm.
you will see an extra tab where you can remove and add agents.
Okay.
So let me get rid of this here. What?
And one more question. Can we make the phone number mandatory on our ads?
Yes. So I don't know if you just got in and I was showing you how to run ads.
No, I saw that.
So when you use lead forms, like I said, it requires phone numbers. Does that make sense? So you might be talking about a tool, like when you're looking at a landing page, do you want to require a phone number, right?
I posted an ad for an open house on Facebook, and I got.
Did you boost it?
I did.
Run an ad?
I did boost it, but I boosted it from the ad, the listing that was already on my Facebook page.
Yes, I know. I get it.
So I boosted it from there, but I did not, like most people did not put their phone numbers. I hardly got anybody to put their phone number.
Can I
interrupt
you? Can I just interrupt you so I can just save everybody a lot of time? I know, because you sent me an email last week that you were boosting, and it was like telling me the story. I do not recommend, and I'm actually having our tech team remove that from the auto posting message. So you got a message that says we've auto posted, and go right over there and boosting. The problem with boosting is that you need to know more than you know, right? And I'm not speaking like, there are different things you have to do. So if you got an open house, you got to treat the boosting one way. If you got something sold, you got to do it a different way. If you got a landing page, you got to do it a different way. If there's just so much to understand. And in the future, we're not going to tell you to boost anymore. And I'm going to tell all you right now, I don't recommend boosting anymore, because there are ways of making mistakes. However, if you go here and create an ad and say, I'm going to create an ad, that lead ads right there always has pre-populated phone numbers. And this works best than requiring phone numbers in our system, because they're pre-populated. Everybody who has a Facebook account has their own phone number in it. When they respond to this ad, it auto-populates in the form. All they have to click is yes. So I'm sorry about that, Purnima. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, no, I got it. This is much better.
Yes. Okay. So I got a little bit sidetracked. Oh, yeah. So I'm just going to take you here, and definitely if you have questions, let me know. I'm going to send this. Well, you're going to get a couple things from me in just a second, in just a couple minutes here. One, you're going to get this recording, and two, I'm going to send this to you. And this has a training call that covers in a little more detail and answers more questions what's going on. But it basically says for buyers, and it says right here, this is what is getting people excited. And so Purnima, you boosted something and you realize that it didn't really work that well for you. But here, our clients are running ads and they're getting a lot of leads very easily with phone numbers, right? And I showed earlier in the call that some guys got 490 leads in 26 days. He put in a lot more money to do that, right? But most of our clients are running $30, $20 ads, $40 ads, stuff like that. They're getting a ton of leads with phone numbers. That's by using our ad page. I want to bring us back to this for the agents that want more listings. And this guy is saying, I've got 5 listings in 3 months in my own neighborhood, right? Now, he's basically using our stuff and starting from scratch to develop his own neighborhood. You can do this in your own, in any farm area you want. But this is the gist of it right here. I send out that letter, meaning this letter that we automatically create for you. It's inside of your accounts. I send that out every 2 weeks to people who have owned their homes for 5 years or more. Now, we can't help you with that, right? We don't have a list of people that own their homes for that. But you could just mail it to the people around the area where the homes are selling, and it works just as well. But this is a great way to use it. People who have owned their homes for 5 years or more, once they opt in on the home value landing page, meaning once they take this physical piece of paper to their computer and go to this page, when they fill that out, I hit them up every week with the phone calls, bomb, letters via mail, and letters dropped off at the door. That might sound like a lot of work, but that's getting 5 listings in this ridiculous COVID economy where you can't even talk to people. He's got 5 listings in 30 months. This has been working for us. It's been the top tool for years for our clients. So if you want more listings, I definitely recommend that you take advantage of that. I'm going to send you one more link, and that link is going to have more training, right? It's this link. And I'm going to point it out to you in case you need more help, right? This is the details of how to market your listing, whether it's your listing or borrowed. I showed you that there are 5 tools that we want you to use. That's it. If you want more details of how to use it, we go step by step there. How to create an ad in Facebook in 3 steps. I've kind of created 4 or 5 ads just while we were talking, but if you'd like to see it again, there's a quick video there. If you're an agent that wants more listings, you need to see the top 7 seller lead gen tools. At the top of that list is the letter I keep talking about, okay? There are still 6 other tools, but you want to be using as many as you can. If you don't have any listings, what should you do? There are a whole number of tools that you can use, and this video here covers it. And I really like this, free and cheap lead gen ideas. There's actually a lot of cool things on Facebook, and there are a lot of great ways of using our tools to get leads for no money. A lot of clients don't know that, and this kind of shows you that. So if you're on a tight budget and you want more exposure and more leads, that's a really good video. So I'm going to send this to Alicia, and she'll share it with you guys. Do you have more questions? I know I've talked about it a lot. There are actually more tools that I'm not even going to cover because I want to make sure you get the basics down. And the basics is marketing your listings and getting ads out, and maybe getting some landing pages created for your own business, and making sure you're using the landing pages by creating ads and driving to those. So are there any questions for you?
Are the ads also going to go to LinkedIn and any other places, or is just Facebook?
Just Facebook and Instagram. You can create ads on LinkedIn. The social media auto posting, can go to that. And so I'm actually gonna go a little bit deep. So we don't have a way to automatically run ads to LinkedIn, but in your profile, there's a section here that says auto posting, and you can connect your Facebook, your LinkedIn, and Twitter here. And on this tab, this is the template. If you saw my auto posting earlier, this is the template that goes out for all of your listings. It updates. Yeah, okay, Saba, I hear you. So this is actually, Saba, this is right here where we are, auto posting for seller leads. So you want more listings. So this is going to auto post home valuation landing pages to your Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn pages. You decide when, every week, every other week, or once a month, right? And then you just copy this here and you put it right there. Down payer assistance. Do you want to talk with people who are first-time home buyers? Do you want to run that post on your Facebook business pages and Twitter and LinkedIn every week or every other week or every month? You decide, copy this and paste it there. Do you want to run posts on new construction on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook? You do it automatically right here. Now, these are not ads, but frankly, with the way that we do this for your with hashtags, these will get seen by a lot of people. So I definitely recommend using those. But running ads on Twitter, I don't even know if you can run ads on Twitter. I know you can on LinkedIn, but we don't have that ability. The reason we focus on Facebook is that our clients get awesome results. We are going to be looking at adding Google ads to the system. That's going to happen later on this year. But just being good or prolific with Facebook ads is really where a lot of activity, a lot of leads, and a lot of business growth for our clients is coming from. Okay, so I want to kind of talk a little bit about what you do if you don't have listings. My recommendation is that you try to borrow a listing, and you do that by clicking Grab Active Listing, right? You go to the Add Listing button, you drop in the zip code, you drop in the MLS ID, you deselect this so that we don't create a YouTube video, and you click Grab and it pulls it in. So sometimes, you know, just your colleagues in the office will allow you to borrow a listing. That way you can go market it, right? And then you're going to have all these tools that I've shown you, right? And probably the number one tool is the Facebook social media post and just getting this out on your social media. Now, once you pull a listing in, whether you borrowed it or not, we actually email it to you. So even if you haven't figured out how to turn on auto posting or things like that, once you open the tool out of your email, there are buttons right here like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, even WhatsApp, which I have no idea why that would be. But if I click Facebook, it looks just like this. Let's just give it a second. Now, I think Saba said, what should I do? You know, what do you do when you don't have listings? I definitely recommend that you are looking at call number 4 and call number 8, because these are both going to tell you there are a bunch of free places to take tools like ours and go get leads for nothing, right? Or get really low cost leads. So that's really what I would recommend that you do. And one of the easiest ways is to borrow a listing and go run an ad on it. But you know, running an ad could be 20, 30 bucks. If you don't want to spend that much, there are different things to do. And you can actually look right here to see all the ideas that cover that. Any other questions? So I will tell you this, and this gets to your question pretty much. So you had a tool, and we talked about it earlier, but you weren't here. So I'm going to go through here, kind of collect me as a lead again, and I'm going to drop on the single property website. So you all have single property website to virtual tours. And Printima was looking at a tool like this, or it might have been an e-flyer. And earlier in the call, I told you that these are actually pointing to the office email. And that's why Printima got a response from Alicia. And you would think that this would be your own kind of tool, right? Driving leads to you. But by default, it's not. And that's where you need to do this. And just sort of follow me. Go to landing pages. And Purnima, you want to watch this because you want to do this in your agent account. You have a free home valuation landing page. You can click the eyeball here to see it. Okay? But I've got this fancy drone video. You don't need that. But copy this video or copy this hyperlink at the top of the landing page. And then you go, and you each need to do this if you want your own listing link. Go to lead links. And your lead links right now, you have a free home valuation. What is your homework? It says free home values. You need to click edit and replace the hyperlink. Come on, quit being a, yeah. Replace this one, which is pointing to the office, with yours. So that when somebody lands on that landing page and they fill it out, Purnima, you're going to get that lead. Does that make sense what we're doing?
Yes.
This is the lead link section. And every one of these boxes, these links that are checked, become your lead links, meaning they're on every tool that we create for you. And I'll kind of give you, I'm going to guess that, you know, this gets a little bit confusing, but I'm going to go over to the profile real quick. And one tool that's actually really cool, and our clients like it, and they don't learn about it till way later. It's in the profile, and it is called a lead gen signature. And this can be copied and embedded into your email. So every time you send out an email, it's going to have this big signature block, and all these hyperlinks, including what is your home worth, is now embedded in your email. So that every time you send it out, you got ways of capturing leads. So again, when I showed you the lead links page, and I said all of these are checked, and these all become defaults, they would show up right in the signature bar. If you got your social media links here, like I've got Facebook and LinkedIn, well, then that also shows up as little buttons right down here. So that when I send out an email, people can follow me on Facebook and LinkedIn. So any other questions for you? I will point this out. Go ahead, Purnima.
No, I think I said we'll have to use it and get familiar, and then we'll have more questions. I guess for now, we got a good vague picture of the whole platform.
Yeah.
And once we start using it and not be able to do it, then we're going to have questions.
And you know, I recommend that in the early stage for the next few weeks, if you've got questions, just send them right back to me. And at some point, you're going to realize, like, this is just too simple. You'll actually many times get faster response by using the support tab, because I'm on the phone a lot, and our support team knows to, like, everybody, the whole group looks at your questions there.
Yeah, I think it's even if we just use one thing out of the whole thing, it's gonna give us something. That's what I'm thinking. Like, just you boost your listing or just boost your open house. I mean, not boost, but advertise it.
Yeah.
And even if we just do one thing, it will. I mean, I got a lot of leads just by even boosting that post.
Yeah.
I think I got over 25 leads with $10, which is nothing. But then, of course, even if I just put them into my Sync CRM and just put them on a drip campaign, someday something might come out of it. Right now, I don't have phone numbers to call or anything, but that's how it is. These leads are not something that's gonna be immediate results. But we have to work them, like you said, to go door knocking after that, or to even just send out a letter and just find the phone numbers and call them after that. We'll have to follow up somehow. Just getting the leads is not going to work.
Definitely not. I mean, it's good that you've got a CRM. Get sync connected on your profile so that your leads automatically go in. It's a really lucky day if you capture a lead and they're in a contract in less than 30 days. But
so yeah, and that happens too. If the more it's a numbers game, if you get 100, one might be ready. That's, I think, the ratio of the leads on Facebook. It's if you get a 1% or even a 0.5% return, it's not bad. So what I was asking you to maybe show us one more time to connect our CRM to it.
Sure. You go to your profile, and actually, I don't have the complete details, but I think I'll try to get that from our support team and find it. But you go here to CRM integration in the profile, and you go to Zapier down here, and then you go to, actually, I'm going to click on this light bulb right here. Give me a second. Contractually, see more. I'm wondering, I think we've actually got a page on Commissions Inc.
Because we have two Commissions Inc. One is Sync Pro and one is Sync.
Yeah. Well, so what it's going to tell you is, I think this is kind of it here. I'll check with our support team.
Okay.
You're going to have to go down here to the See More at the bottom of the Zapier page and type in Sync, which is CINC, I guess. Right? And click Enter. And this will take us to the Commissions Inc. connection. Once, well, what just happened? It looks like it's spinning, but yeah, there it is. So from this point here, I don't know where you go, but this is, you're basically here, right? So I'll see if I can find the instructions on this and get them to you. But this is where you connect it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll also try to call Sync and see if they have something after that. I think we might have to put some kind of a unique email address for Sync where the leads go, right?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think so. I think you got to work through it right here.
Okay.
If it was, it's not what you just said, because that's called email forwarding, and that would mean you take that email and you put it right here, and it needs to connect through Zapier.
Okay. All right. I'll call Sync also to see if they have some kind of integration that we could put it on their end to you.
What you want to talk to them is, how do you connect with Zapier? Because we've got Zapier.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah, we don't.
All right, we'll figure that out.
If they have an API,
all right, we'll figure that out. So everybody should make sure they have to put their own link into all their landing pages so the leads don't come to the office.
Yeah, that's on the lead links page.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have to watch your training videos. And I think once we do that, if they can get on the call tomorrow, there is a live training call tomorrow too.
Yep.
And they can register for that. And I think we'll schedule, once we start using it and having any questions to mastermind together, And then we can probably get on another call with you in a couple of weeks to see where we stand.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks everybody, and thanks for joining me, and thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okie doke. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
No, I'm not the commissioner.
Go on ahead.